Hey everybody, it's American Nana. Sorry, people go speeding through my neighborhood even at night, and I wish they wouldn't do that. Little kids could be walking around. Not that they should be walking around, but they could be walking around. And when people come barreling through the neighborhood like that, especially on our street, there's no reason for it. Then we got, let's see, 2, 4, maybe 10 houses on each side. I'm trying to think. Anyways, y'all would not believe my night, okay? Let me just, I'm on here just, you know, it's kind of like if you didn't see it, it didn't happen. If it was happening to you, you didn't know it. Or, wait, that doesn't make any sense. If it was happening to you, you'd know it. How do I explain it? Like, my goodness gracious, there's no way it can just all happen. Okay, let me start off with, I'm sitting out here in the garage with my husband. I think I'm getting wet again. Oh, shit. I probably should get up and go tell him, but I think it's spitting water again. Anyways, we're sitting out here, and I don't understand what's going on. We have a water heater, and then above the water heater, we have this other round-looking thing. I don't know what it does, but what I do know is, right in the middle of my husband and I sitting here talking, it starts shooting water across the garage up in the ceiling. We think that there's a leak in the ceiling. He jumps up. He gets to the door. He goes inside. It takes me a minute to figure out what's going on because I hadn't seen it yet. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if it's flooded upstairs and it's flooded all the way from the bathroom all the way down to this end of the house, we're in some major trouble right here. We can't, there's no way we could handle a repair for whatever may have caused that, you know? I'm just saying. Now, I'm a true believer in, I'm a Christian. I'm a true believer that I'm taken care of. All our needs are always met. I don't see how sometimes, but they are. We're not your typical grandparents. We probably won't ever do that. When you retire, you just sit back and relax type thing. Life sometimes takes its turns and you do different things. So we've done ours pretty much. I guess we're like those people that say, that have those bumper stickers years ago that said, I'm spending my kids' inheritance. Well, I'm spending my kids' inheritance right now on the grandbabies, so, you know, they're getting it anyways, right? Inheritance, well, even our security for old age, so I was just, at night, there's always somebody saying something and it's getting confusing and I'm between 3 or 4 people and I'm just like, no. You know, I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'll deal with it tomorrow. I know it's there, but nothing I can do tonight about it, right? So let's just take a break from whatever the issue is that cannot be solved at the nighttime and just not deal with it. Because when you have to deal with it and solve it, then that's time enough. I may not be making much sense to y'all, but I know what I'm talking about. So anyway, we're sitting here, and seriously, in a minute, I'm going to have to get up, because I think it's I can't tell if it's spitting water again. I kind of think it is. Let me stare at it and see if I see any more drops. Then you stare at something long enough and it'll change anyway. You ever notice that? You can stare at something for so long, and then all of a sudden when you start looking for something, it magnifies and it may not even be there. So, we're sitting out. My daughter's partner lives here now, and they're trying to get it so they can get out on their own. Kind of hard to do, but anyways, I think he's kind of a Mr. Fix-It. I think he can fix this issue. But so my husband goes running off upstairs. He's gone upstairs. I put my cigarette down and I go to the back door and I notice that this thing is spitting water. So I go in the house and I'm saying, it's the water heater, it sprung a leak. My daughter comes in from the outback and I said, our water heater spread a leak, spout a leak. Then her boyfriend and my husband, I don't know what they're doing, they're figuring it out. And her boyfriend, I forget how tall he is, but he is so tall. I mean, he's over 6'1". I bet he's a good 6'2" or 3". I mean, he's a tall young man. So he comes out and he just reaches his hand on the very top, which I don't see how he did it, but he did. And he found this little pinhole leak. And this leak is just spitting everywhere. So then he goes, where's the breaker box? Well, the breaker box, see these boxes? These boxes were on top of a table saw. And the table saw's over there. And then the breaker box is behind the boxes that are on the table saw. Now we knew that we did that, but we need the space for the boxes. I got me some. Oh, these are my mugs for sublimation. Oh my goodness. I'm glad he didn't throw these like he threw the top one. Anyway, I love boxes, so I had this one on the top and it was empty because it was a perfect size for, I thought, for when I send a package over to the UK to Pixie, but I don't know. Anyways, probably have to find another box because then he threw that box and then now he's got a wet rug on top of it. So anyhow, long story short, they had to come over here and they had to get his breaker box. So they get them breaker box. So we're out here for a while. I'm watching Turtle Boy. I'm listening to Turtle Boy and I'm watching that. So then I go inside and the damn house is hot. So I messaged my daughter and I said, hey, the house is hot. Did you just turn down the AC? Because what I try to do, and I'm not even going to say the temperature I keep my house in because we have 4 youngins every other weekend. And we have 2 dogs. One's a boxer, one's Pomeranian, but we have a dog door. That boxer, bless her heart, she goes through that Pomeranian's dog door. She's so delicate. But anyway, they found out they really like the dog door too. But I wonder, because our electric bill is just horrendous, if maybe we don't have a, it doesn't leak out too much or bring in too much heat or whatever. I don't know. But so I'm like, okay, well, you need to go check. Last year, year before, we got a leak up in the ceiling upstairs in one of the bedrooms, and what it was an overflow thing of the AC. Now, mind you, we'd paid the trip charge for 3 or 4 different times for the AC people to come out. So we had a couple issues with it. So the other day, last month or so, she's like, oh, my ceiling. And I'm like, well, oh, turn off the AC. Well, just lucky for us, that's what her boyfriend does, is AC. So he knew exactly what was happening, and he was going to fix it. Well, he was able to push it together and fix it temporarily, and whatever it was causing us problem from the AC. And then, you know how everybody is, if you do it for a job and you come home, you just don't want to mess with it, and you figure you'll just do your house in a day or two because it'll be alright. Well, that went on for quite a while until it did it again, and then he's like, oh shit, and then he fixed it. So I'm in there and I'm just going, oh my God, now the house is hot. You know, it's 3 degrees higher than what we have it set on, and there's no reason it shouldn't be, because the temperature outside has finally let up, and it's dark. So that starts that issue, right? So I'm messaging my daughter back and forth. She's messaging me. Her boyfriend's on the phone. I turned it off for a while, and then I went back in because my husband says, well, go turn it back on. So I go to turn it back on, and I turned it on, and it wasn't kicking on in the outside. I go walk outside. Now, mind y'all, I am a huge chicken shit when it comes to snakes. Absolutely. When I was a little girl, one of them almost got me. Well, almost. It could have bit me, but it didn't. All I had to do was look up, because I was standing right where it was, screaming bloody murder. I mean, I was that afraid of Walter Moccasin, and it wasn't even moving. But I was only 6, so that was decades and decades ago. Probably more so, way far before any of y'all was even thought about being born. Anyhow, I'm terrified of snakes. So I get my phone and I turn it on. Well, I don't have the best eyesight either. And y'all think I was falling apart, but I'm not really. I'm just don't have that perky eyesight as you have when you're younger, because I have that degenerative eye disease. I have degenerative back disease too. Is it degenerative in the eyes? Whatever that disease is in the eyes, I have it. But I go out to the yard and I turn my light on my phone and thought about it for a minute. And I turn, I look back, and I'm coming back to the garage, and my husband said, what's the matter? I said, I just can't walk out there in my house shoes, because I just can't. I just, copperheads, you don't even see them. I mean, I just can't. Not now, we've not seen but 1 or 2 snakes out in this area in over 20 years. But that doesn't matter. It's a fear, right? If it's a fear, it's a fear. That spot's still staying awful wet. So anyway, my husband, he goes around and he looks and he says it's off. So I said, well, I just turned it on. He said, well, I know it's off. So no, I said, I turned it off. And he said, well, yeah, it's off, so go turn it on. So I went and I turned it on, and he said, well, it's still off. And I said, but I just turned it on. So we're going back and forth, and I'm messaging my daughter saying, hey, the AC, I just turned it off in the house because it's climbing. It had climbed 2 degrees. In the meantime, she's messaging her husband. Yes, we all do live in the same, her boyfriend. And yes, we do all live in the same house. We could speak to each other, except that we're outside, and I don't know if they're upstairs, downstairs, out back. I don't know if they're messing with kids. So I come back outside, and about then her boyfriend comes out. About the time he walks out the back door, I look at both the men, and I said, did y'all turn off more than 1 breaker? Because all of a sudden I remembered that with the water heater spitting water everywhere, I had to turn off a breaker, and I'm not sure why, because we had to turn off the breaker, and we have to keep water running at a slow pace I guess until we fix it, something about pressure, but I'm confused. Is pressure building up since we don't have hot water? I don't know. Is that new?
Yeah.
So, do you feel it now? I wonder if it just spit out when y'all were messing with the, when y'all changed the, when y'all were messing with the breaker box. You don't feel it right now, do you? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that.
It's up there.
Do you think it was just from the breaker box? Hey, what is that up there? That black thing? Oh, it's on this side. Is it a spider?
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah. There's a bug.
Huh?
There's a bug.
What kind of bug?
I don't know. Pretty sure it flies.
That's not a fly.
I said, I'm pretty sure it flies.
Oh.
Unless you just really want me to get it, I think he'll fly out of here eventually.
I think that worked. There's probably a fly swatter over there. That's a big bug, whatever kind it is.
I don't want to smash him into the top.
I don't have my glasses on and I can see it. It looks big.
It's not that big. He's got long wings.
Hey, I don't think we have tamales.
I looked in there for him, couldn't find them. Skylar came down, and I said, "Amy told you I got pistachios?" No.
Oh no, she found out she had pistachios.
I told her.
Oh.
I said, I told your mama to tell you. That's her fault. Come on, listen.
And I had cherries, yeah.
I said, "Hey, can you like some?" It's sad. It's just when you're talking.
Aw.
Just say about how